Hey guys, and welcome back to The Sims 3. After a week of nothing, because my computer was getting fixed, I dropped it off last Thursday sometime, and then it was, I assumed the company's probably pretty busy, so they actually couldn't get around to fixing it until yesterday. Or the day before, and then they finished it yesterday. So, okay. So, I dropped it off on Thursday yesterday, but like 3 minutes before they closed. So that doesn't count. So, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. So, I think they started working on it on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. So, that's Friday, Monday, Tuesday. So, that's 3 days. That's it. 3 days that it took for them to get to my computer. Honestly, that's really good, especially for a bigger business. So, I mean, thumbs up. Shout out to... Never mind. Never mind. Shout out to computer repair companies everywhere. Honestly, I don't care. People probably know. Shout out to Constellation Computers. Thumbs up. Didn't cost me a lot either. Also, they cleaned out while they were fixing that. They cleaned out the inside of my computer too. So I'm looking at my core temperature right now. It's 10 degrees less than what it used to be when I was recording. This is recording so smoothly right now. Usually I'm recording at like 15 FPS. I can look at it now and I'm like 25. I mean, it always comes out in about 30-ish. But I mean, it looks a lot smoother while I'm playing it. Oh, this is way better. And my CPU temperature is a lot cooler than before, so I mean, definite shoutouts there. Oh, it's not. I didn't even turn that thing on. There, turn that booster on. There, back to the game. Yeah. Okay, so now my FPS is about 25, 26. So that's not bad. A stable 25, 26 as opposed to about 23, 24 before. About an extra 2 to 3 FPS. I mean, anything to make the recording experience a bit smoother is nice. Oh, and the temperature went up about 2 degrees. But still, that's still pretty good. I mean, the lower you can run your CPUs, the better. Or the lower you can run the core at, the better. Because that'll, you can run faster if it's not as hot. Oh, I should probably, do the gardening soon. Search galaxy on your telescope. During the day, that's dangerous. Let's not do that. He works today. 4 hours. Watch the cooking channel. Well, we already have full things. We gotta do these. Oh hey, what level? I haven't played this in I haven't had my computer in like a week, so I don't even remember what we were doing last. I have no memory of what I was doing I have no memory of what I was doing prior to this, not previous to this. That is horrible grammar. Scrap painting? No. Oh, that's why. Okay, so she was making the painting. Should I... Work starts in 4 hours for Te. So I think maybe I should... do the thing, maybe I should do the thing, maybe I should do the thing. I should do the thing? Probably. Let's do the gardening. We'll tend the garden now, and then tomorrow we'll tend it, like, later. So it'll eventually get to the point where... Oh. Hey! $7 an hour. Oh, because she's working hard. That's awesome! Huh. I forgot that was a thing. Let's go back to business as usual, because she's getting kind of stressed. Let's not do... or strained, rather. Let's see... Logic puzzles and stuff. No, that's not. None of this stuff is gardening. Yeah. Relaxing the specimen allows it. So like you're basically just doing nothing at work. I had an experience where I actually did that because I hated my job. I was working at and on I wasn't having a good time there because one of the managers it was they had like a duo manager ish thing. So like half the time this one manager was there and then half the time this other manager was there. And I was younger than I am now and I was working there. I will admit, not a perfect employee. I was a bit lazy at the time, so I didn't do my best at the job. So throwing that out there. But one of the managers, well, when I got my interview for the job, one of the managers was there. He's like, he seems pretty cool with me. It's like, yeah, you seem okay. Da 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 da, things like that. It's like, okay, this guy seems pretty cool. So like in my head, I'm like, okay, this is a nice guy. It wouldn't be too bad working for him. Oh, so he's gonna go to work. Okay. And then when I actually got hired about a week-ish later, there was that manager there, and then he started training me for how to do my job, and then but that was like I think I started on a Thursday or a Wednesday. I started on a Wednesday. I was doing training. Thursday I was doing training, and then Friday I didn't have to work. And then the next week, what happened is the other manager was there, and then he didn't know who I was, and I didn't have a uniform at the time, and I was like in the employee only area. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing back here?" I'm like, "I work here." He's like, "Oh, all right." Because like that was a little awkward because it's like, "I work here. Did no one tell you got a new employee?" And that, or what he looks like, or anything? Like, I didn't say that, but this is like what I'm thinking in my head. It's like, no one told you that you have a new employee. Really? That's not... from my opinion, that's not a good way to run a business. I don't want to say, oh, you should do this and this and this, because I don't know. I have never run a business. But I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should know your employees. Like, don't be... Like, you can be friends with your boss, but when you're at work, you're there to work. And when you're off work, I don't care. Do whatever you want, honestly. I mean, I'm probably not the best example for that sort of thing, because I can differentiate myself in those things. So, like, let's say your boss is like super crazy and loves to go to parties and stuff on the weekend. I would be able to differentiate, or I gotta use a different word. I would be able to kind of separate that version of my boss from the version of my boss that I see at work. I can kind of do that with people. Like, they have different personalities, almost. It's not, like, I mean, everyone has it. Like, you've seen it. Like, when you talk to your friend, and then you see them talking to someone else and they act differently. Everyone does that. So, I mean, I can kind of go, okay, so this is how he acts around this person. This is how he acts around this person. The only kind of thing that is kind of awkward is that if your friend is talking to someone else who has like a completely different sense of humor than you, and it kind of clashes a bit, or like they like different things. Like if you and this guy don't get along, but your friend gets along with both of you, I don't like being in that situation. I will try to engage in conversation with the other person, see if there's similarities, something we can talk about. But I mean, I'm not the most... I can be kind of awkward to be around, I'm gonna admit it. I can be... Because I say things, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that didn't come out right. What I mean to say is, because and like it makes so much sense in my head. I do this so often, it really annoys me. So what I have to do sometimes is kind of stop and think about it and then say what I want to do. Because like I'll say something, it's like, wait, no, I didn't mean that, I meant, and then I'll like freeze for 5 seconds, and it's like, it's so weird, because it seems like you're just trying to make something up on the spot, but I'm not. I'm trying to explain what I actually was thinking in there. But side stories aside, the boss found me in the, wow, I really got off track here. So the boss was there in that storage area, and then the next day at work, he's like, oh, I need you to do this and this. And like, I don't know how to do that. Well, then just talk to this person. They'll show you how. I'm like, I don't know who that is. I've been here for 3 days. I'm not sure who. So, like, in my out loud to him, I say, can you point me to who that is? I'm not sure who that is. And he kind of goes like, and like, he's grumpy. I'm like, I don't know why you're grumpy at me. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do if I don't know the people. I mean, the other guy was like, if you don't know something, just ask. It's fine. We're not going to get mad at you. And this guy was getting mad at me for asking questions. Like, I'm kind of like, I don't really like you, but I'm not going to say that, because you're my boss. Or one of them. So I'm like, I'm thinking maybe this guy's just having a bad day. I'm just going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to be fine. I'm not going to be awkward around this guy. I'm just going to try to keep this formal and polite. Don't say anything rude. Don't make jokes right now. He's not in the mood for it. And I don't know this guy. In that situation, I'd make like a joke. But I don't know this guy's sense of humor. I don't know if I make a joke and he'll just be like, I don't know what kind of sense of humor this guy has. I hardly know this guy. It's my second day, or first or second day seeing him. And then he brings me to the other person, and then he just leaves. And it's like, okay. So the other person's just like, oh, did you need something? I'm like, yeah, this guy told me that I had to do this, but I don't know how, so he brought me to you and said you could help me. And it's like, and then they're like, oh, well, I'm actually busy right now, but I can come show you in like 5 minutes. So I'm like, okay. So I have to like stand around watching this person do their job for 5 minutes, and I can't help them because I don't know how to do it. And like, this is weird. So I'm just like trying to talk to this person, and I got along with the other employees pretty well. Most of them had a pretty good sense of humor. Although I will say this right now, every single place of business has one snitch. Do yourself a favor and get on their good side. It's so annoying. Do not be an enemy of the snitch. Your job will be so much worse. If nothing else, just stay neutral with them. Don't be on that person's bad side. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you hate that person. If you're your mortal enemy, do not be on their bad side. When you get to work, smile. Make them happy. Do not be an enemy of the snitch. Oh, that drives me crazy. You're like 30-some years old, and you're snitching on this 19-year-old. Oh, wait. I mean, I wasn't 19. I was 18 or 20-ish, maybe. And you're snitching on this young kid, and you're like in your 30s. It's like, what? Does that make you feel good? Do you feel empowered that you are snitching on this young kid, young adult, who just got a job and doesn't know what to do? Grow up, honestly. That's my opinion on that.
Rude!
Oh, fix it. You broke it. So, as I'm working through this job through the next few weeks, I'm noticing a trend. Because these managers, they don't switch off every other week. They kind of like do half a week, and then the other guy does half a week, and then the next week, whoever had the second week, or whoever had the second half of the week before takes the first half of the week next time, because it's a 3-5, it's a 4-3 day split. So they switch off, so it's even. So what happens is, I'm noticing a trend. Every time this one manager is there, I seem to not be when this one manager is there, people don't talk to me quite as much. And people don't notice me or do stuff with me as much. And like, that's kind of weird. So then, about a week later, I notice, oh, after this manager is here, I'm doing my job, and then what happens is, I'm sorry, I don't know you. What happens is, I'll do my job, I'll go do something else, and I'll come back, and things will not be the way I left them. Like, they're different. It's not how I left it. It's not how it's supposed to be. So I'm getting really, like, it's weird. Like, are people coming in here and messing this up, or what's going on? So one time what I do is, I have an idea. So I do my job, I go somewhere else, but I go somewhere else where I can see the previous spot I was at. And so about half an hour-ish later, manager walks around to that place where I was and starts moving things. Not a lot, just a few things here and there. Things are moved, things are knocked over, things like that, and I'm just, oh, so that's how it is, huh? Well, I'm not, I'm gonna be the bigger man here. I'm not just gonna go run up to him right now and do all that stuff, If he wants to be a bully to me, that's fine. Dealt with him before, can deal with it now. I just do whatever, do what I can. So, this goes on and on and on, and I'm starting to get tired of it, and the employees are kind of avoiding me when he's around because they know he doesn't like me. And it gets to the point where I'm getting so tired of working in this place because of one guy. Isn't that sad? How would you feel going to work knowing your boss doesn't want you there? It's a horrible feeling. So one day I'm there, and I'm like, you know what? Oh, I don't really like this job anymore. Like, I don't know. If things keep going like this, I might quit. And then about a week later, I'm like, you know what? I can feel this is my last day. I'm quitting today. I'm just gonna say, I'm done. I'm quitting. You guys can go look for another job. Screw the 2-week notice. I'm just done. I'm not working here. And I was about to I was about to get really mad at the other guy, and almost, I wasn't having a good day to start with, and then this manager was a little bit more on my case than regularly. He's like, oh, you didn't do this right, come on, you know how to do this, you've been here for a while, and things like that, when he's obviously changing it. So, I go to do another job, and then, what he does, he comes up to me, he's like, hey, can you do this quickly? I gotta go do something real quick. Because I was supposed to do this, but I can't do it right now. Can you do this real quick? I'm like, sure, why not? Because I'm quitting anyway. I don't care about, because I'm, at this point, I might as well not be a super jerk and do whatever. So I go over there, I do the job, I start walking down the hallway, and as I turn, I notice him, solid snake his way into there, no joke, he was pressed up against the wall, looking around the corner to look for me. No joke, that is what he was doing. So he goes into because it was a separate room that I was working in. He goes into this separate room, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. He asked me to do this thing, and now he's going into there. So I head to the break room, because you could choose when you had your breaks there. So I'm like, you know what? There's an hour left in this day. I'm going to quit after this. I'm just going to take a break here. And the day before this, actually, I took a 3-hour lunch break, and nobody noticed. That is the most astounding piece of... This is the laziest I've ever been at a job. Ever. A 3-hour lunch break. And no one even noticed. I was in that break room for 3 hours. That's ridiculous. Like, I wasn't doing anything. I didn't have a phone or anything or any, like, gaming thing to play on. I was just watching TV for 3 hours. It was like, are you kidding me? So no one notices. To be fair, there were fewer staff that day. But I mean, like, I was so sick and tired of it. I took a 3-hour break. And no one said anything about it. No one even came into the break room at all. I'm like, you know what? Well, I guess I'm done. Better go back to work. So back to my last day. The guy solid snaked his way into that room. So I'm taking my break. And then during my break, the PA system goes off and asks for me to go meet with the manager at this certain place. So I'm like, oh, well, in this place, if you get called to do something while you're on break, you are allowed to take the rest of your break and then go do it after. If you don't show up right away, they realize, okay, you're on break, so we'll do it later. So I'm like, okay, I got 5 minutes left of my break. You know what? I'm just gonna relax for the 5 minutes. So after my break is over, I go to that place, and the manager's sitting there, like, tapping his foot. He's like, where were you? I was like, I was on break. You're supposed to come here. I was like, I was on break. I can come after. He's like, I called you here. You're supposed to be here. Like, it was, like, ridiculous what he was doing. I mean, because that's how, for everyone in the place, and I was told that no matter what happens, unless you get called to that place with, like, an urgent thing, then you're fine. You just wait in the break room. So he was trying to be mad at me for no reason. So he's like, I went into here and looked at the thing you did, and it was just terrible. I had to go in here and fix everything up. And I was like, but you asked me to do it, so I did it for you. I was like, yeah, but you did it all wrong. Like, this is off, and this is off, and this wasn't even close to being right. And like, I'm just sitting there going, you know what? I'm just gonna take this. I'm so done. After this, I'm just gonna say, you know what? It's my last day anyway. So I was gonna swear at the guy. Actually, I was so done with him at that point. Like, it took so much of my took so much self-control to not smack this guy across the face and then walk out of this place. That was so frustrating. If that guy was someone like I had known and I was talking, if that guy was anyone other than my boss, I would have smacked him. That was ridiculous what he was doing. And then, so he's giving me this long speech, and then at the end of the speech, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. He's like, you know what? We don't need you here anymore. So he fired me right there. He fired me after that. I'm like, oh, you know what? Okay, cool. Guess I won't see you tomorrow then. Like, I was walking away, I'm like, oh, guess I won't see you tomorrow then. And he's like, he gives me this, like, this look that I won't forget. Oh, man, it felt so satisfying to do that. Like, I said it in one of the most sarcastic ways you could do it. Oh, man. But that is an example of how to not treat your employees. And just as a side note, before I left, I went back in to see the job. He did it wrong. He did the job wrong. Oh, that was so annoying. I went back to check it after, and what happened is, like, so many things about it were wrong. Like, this thing had too much, this was too little, this was off, this was tilted, things like that. Like, are you kidding me? So he did it wrong. Like, he did it the way I was told many times not to do, because it's not right, and it can wreck the product. And he did it that way, and he called me out for it. I mean, really? Do you hate me that much? I mean, I realize not everyone's gonna like me. I'm gonna have people that dislike me. But really? That much? I didn't really do anything to him. The worst thing I can think about is... The worst thing I can think of is that I was slightly lazy at my job. That's the worst thing I did. And the 3-hour break. But that was after everything else. That 3-hour break was on my second last day of work. I also don't recommend you take 3-hour breaks at work. That's not a good idea. Thinking back to it now, that was a jerk move because we had less people that day. So that didn't make it harder on him. That made it harder on everyone. So if any of my former employees are watching this, I'm sorry for that day. But I mean, I needed that break. Otherwise, I was going to go crazy. But, sorry. And I mean, if my old manager is watching this, you know what, dude? I forgive you. Doesn't matter to me. It's all in the past. If you don't like me, that's fine. You don't have to. I mean, I don't want to be like the guys like, oh, he's so forgiving and he's good at this. No, this is how I honestly feel. I feel, if you don't like me, go ahead. Please just have a reason. Not just, I don't like him. Like, if I insult you, you're not going to like me. That's a reason. I insulted you, therefore you don't like me. I need a reason. That's all I ask for. Anyway, this episode's really long, but you know what? It's making up for the missed week. Also, tomorrow is going to be a different series. I'm going to alternate between that series and this one to keep things a bit more fresh. So, Grunkle Screw a grapevine. Awesome. Thumbs up. So, what I will do is I will end this part here. We are going to pause, and we're going to save. So, well, we're going to skip through the night, but I thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you for the next episode. For the next episode. For the next episode. For the next episode.